Peace, this is Professor Griff, ex-minister, public enemy. And you know something? I was stolen from Africa.
Right here with Professor Griff, you know what I mean, at the lecture, Hip Hop is Dead lecture, and both the Covert War on hip hop, whatnot, Ryerson. So, quick question: if you could tell the people what you think when you see the slogan "Stolen from Africa."
It's reminiscent of Stolen Legacy, Dr. George G. and James. You know, it goes back past the corny little Roots movie that they put out and that kind of thing, which it served its purpose. I shouldn't say it's corny, it served its purpose. But when you say stolen from Africa, the average person thinks that the only thing that was stolen from Africa was black people, which they don't even say black people. They say the slaves were taken from Africa, and we weren't slaves in Africa. Are you following me? Okay, so when I hear stolen from Africa, we need to know and understand the precious minerals that America and Europe need to maintain their civilization was stolen from Africa. Technology, everything that was written on the walls of the pyramid text was stolen from Africa. You understand what I'm saying? The whole idea of beauty and how to maintain womanhood and manhood was stolen from Africa. Even fighting the wars that they fought against when they was fighting Shaka Zulu and the Mau Mau. That military strategy was stolen from Africa. Everything you could possibly mention was stolen from Africa. Dietary laws, global political science, deep-rooted science and mathematics, all of these things, a sewage system, how to preserve food. When I see stolen from Africa, that's what I see. They're a test to public enemy's work. Give them a round of applause. Got a sound, a word, a vibration, something reached them, wherever you were, right? And it may not have caused them to wake up. They were probably already awake. But what we set out to do is raise the conscious level of people. And through the music, at least try to get the human family to understand that, number one, we're human and we're a family. Are you following me? I think people misunderstood Public Enemy's original intent. Because we wanted to bring the human family together and raise the conscious level of the human family, we had to start at home. There's nothing wrong with that, right or wrong? Right. Come on, talk back to me, am I right or wrong? Right. Okay. So in starting at home, people thought that we were pro-black. Right? And being pro-black, people automatically thought that we were anti-white, which wasn't the truth. There's 20,000 to 30,000 people in the audience. We was following the Beastie Boys tour bus around on our first tour, getting booed. Nothing but white people in the audience. And we still had to tell them to put your fist in the air. And this is very real. I'm not telling you these things from a bumper sticker or a t-shirt perspective. I live this. Are you following me? So then it became a problem because now Ashley, Johnny, Jennifer, and Susie is going back home to the white suburbs in awe of what they heard coming from the stage. But their parents and grandparents didn't understand that. Are you following me? So by the time they caught on, it was already 2 and 3 years down the road, and we already had Nation of Millions, the homeless back already out, and it was too late then. They already got infected. But black people didn't understand what the hell was going on the other side of the fence. That here this pro-black, radical, militant rap group is waking up white people.
Too many cats look at what the South wants to do, the South of the border wants to do, and we follow trends too much. And right now we're facing sugar-coated racism, sugar-coated police terrorism, and things like that, and that's why it's time for a change. A lot of people, whenever our people, I guess, we mobilize for something positive, it's looked at as a terrorist movement or a negative movement or something aggressive, whatnot. So what would you, I guess, say to the people? Because in Toronto, there's a lot of like the hip-hop scene, hip-hop Canada, things like that. They'll be speaking about racism and when they speak about Stolen from Africa. So why do you feel, what would your opinion be on why, like, when you see such a thing like Stolen from Africa, when you bring up these type of issues, whatnot, in the hip-hop culture, why would people attach a negative or racist connotations to it?
I think they've been taught this by the enemy. I think a lot of times we don't get a knowledge of self to the degree where we approach things, like I said in the lecture, we need to approach things from the goddess perspective. Right. Instead of being an artist, we need to approach it from our goddessry. Mm-hmm. You understand? Because there's something that we bring to the table that no other people on the earth bring to the table. You understand what I'm saying? So when talked about, for example, right now, if someone, what's your heritage, your background?
I'm from India.
Someone could come and tell you about how you should view the history of your people?
Yeah.
Nah.
Of course not.
So you can't learn that lesson from them. You understand what I'm saying? You probably have to have your uncles or your father or your grandpa or your grandmother teach you those valuable lessons.
Of course.
Why are you going to get that history from your open enemies?
True.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And I think that's indicative of everything that we're supposed to be about, not only in Canada, but America. If I say my father was a Native American, from a Blackfoot tribe, should I know my history and be able to pass that on to my son?
Of course.
Okay, so now, since we don't speak this language, and since we don't learn about these things in a classroom setting, where are we going to get them from? We need to start defining our own reality. Well, I think they called it that because they made it for the ghetto. Because young white kids didn't get a hold of this till later on. Why? Because mom and dad said, look, you're going to hurt your eardrums. We didn't care. Are you following me? Because not only did we want to hear it and feel the vibe, you know what we did? Boom! And turned up and stood back. Yeah. Why? Because hip-hop, it represented us. It was something to be in hip-hop back in the day. Because it represented you. And you wanted the world to know. Are you following me? She gave me the four fundamental elements of hip-hop. Is balling, pimping, hustling part of that? Is taking your damn clothes off in the video part of that? No. So we need to correct this, right or wrong. Maybe not in your sophisticated, intelligent mind, but how about 8, 9, 10-year-olds? They don't understand that. They're not equipped enough to deal with that psychological covert war. Am I right or wrong?
Right.
We're at war for the hearts and minds of our people. Are you following me? And we're losing. Raise your hand if you know one of your loved ones has been affected by this music called hip-hop in a negative way. That's good. Guess not. Because what we have to do now is arm ourselves in order to deal with it on an intellectual level, on a spiritual level, before it gets to the physical. Are you following? What I'm doing in a small way today is sounding the alarm. Something is going on in hip-hop that we need to correct.
There's a big generation gap. I guess the media has a lot to do with it. There's a generation gap between the elders and the youngers, because when we're looking for that guidance, sometimes we can't find it because through the media or whatnot, fear has been instilled within the hearts of the elders when they look towards the youngers.
Well, Bring Back the Balance campaign. Minister Serving, KRX-One's right hand man, has a beautiful program. It's Bridging the Gap. Minister Paul Scott, NY Oil. You know, he's doing the damn thing.
Well, big, yeah.
And what he's trying to do, he's trying to speak that language to the youth to get older people to understand, look, this is what's going on. And if you don't understand it in these terms, then you might end up suffering at the end of the day.
He already co-signs that stolen from Africa, man.
You understand?
He already built that bridge, for sure.
So I think in Bridging the Gap, I think what we have to do is, we don't necessarily have to do it in name. We have to do it in deed.